a pattern that I call circling the corners. And what we're going to do is go to the corner, each corner of the arena, and make a circle and then follow the rail along to the next corner. And for the filming processes, we're just going to use the diagonal corners because the camera's in one corner and the far corner over there, there's light and it doesn't film well. So I'm going to start off by asking him forward because we've gone through getting the connected seat, getting him listening to my seat. We've done the zigzag pattern, and now we're going to start asking for a little more precision in his way of going. And so what I'm going to look for is about a 10-meter circle, which is roughly 30 feet in diameter. And I'm going to look for a nice forward walk is first. And then I'm going to start saying, okay, can you stay on the circle? And he's going to kind of fall in and fall out as he goes around here until he starts figuring it out. Now, if he falls in, what I can do to help him, instead of just pulling the rein and saying go back out, is I can shift my weight out. See, I don't know if you can see that right there, but see how I shifted my weight to the outside, and it drew him out, made the circle bigger. And now I'm going to do it to the inside so you can see. Actually slowed him down. So I just kind of lean to the inside, put weight down into the stirrup. Now he comes in, I can shift my weight out a little bit. So everything about me says, go out that way. And it's not doing this or this where I'm collapsing. It's more about I'm taking my whole body over. Like if you can see the saddle horns, see how the saddle horns going to the outside or to the inside. And what's happening is like you're grabbing the wither and you're pulling the wither out or in. So that's how I'm going to help him to stay on the circle. That's my first thing I do. If he still doesn't follow that, then I can come on like I shifted my weight out here. He's falling in, so I come on with my inside leg a little, and then I'm tapping with the inside whip just softly, just to say, go out. While I'm trying to keep the bend to the inside. But the big thing here is, see here he wants to fall in and I'm saying, no, stay out here. But the big thing is keeping that forward. And then the other thing that I'm doing is every time I come around is I want to make sure I at least land on the corner each time I come around. I don't care so much about where he goes out here. I'm trying to get a good circle, but I want to make sure that every time I come around, I can start right here and land right here. So I make it past the corner. This arena has angled corners, and there's a gate in each corner, so I want to make sure my outside leg passes that gate every time I come around. Because otherwise, you'll be going around and eventually you end up out in the middle or someplace else. And I want you to, if you end up out there, come back to your corner. If you end out there, come back to the corner. So no matter how many times your horse takes you someplace else, you always end up back to the corner and work on getting that nice circle. So I'm looking for forward. That's been his issue all along, is going forward. So I asked for a walk. He picked up with the trot. And I didn't get too concerned about it. I just, was like, no, it's not really what I want. Can you come back? But I didn't right away say, no, don't go forward, because that's what I've been fighting the whole time, is I want him to go forward. Yeah, and there was some nice stretch in there, lengthening up the stride, so I allow him to have that. He's dropping his head a little bit, stretching out, and we're getting a nice circle here. So I get a pretty nice circle. Then I'm going to, when I get to the rail, follow the rail. And go off and go straight ahead. And just go down. And I picked the corners, but you could, if you've got a big arena, you could pick anywhere along the straightaway and pick up another circle. Or if you've got a small arena, you might only be doing 2 corners like I am today, or maybe you're just doing 1 corner. But I like to allow them to go off, and that's kind of their reward for giving me what I want. And then I go a ways on the rail, get to the next corner, and then I can pick the circle up again. And what this does is the circle helps to create the suppleness and gets him to follow my feel of where I want him to go. And going from a straightaway to a circle changes the horse's balance. And they have to learn how to maintain as you change them from one balance to another. And that balance change is through changing of the band. And that was a pretty nice circle, so I'm going to now pick up the trot and do it at a trot. I'm going to head on down. Seeing along this rail, all this stuff out there, he's still a little concerned with that. But I just keep him engaged with it, but I'm not saying, oh, you've got to get over there. Now I'm back to my corner, so I pick up my circle again. Say, keep going. There's 3 things that I ultimately want out of my circle. It's for him to maintain a nice forward gait, whatever we're in. If we're in a walk, that's what I'm looking for. If it's a trot, that's what I'm looking for. So it's not speeding up, it's not slowing down, and eventually the canter. But with Gasra here, the canter's been kind of hard. We've been working on it online. But he kind of has trouble. He crossfires quite a bit, so it's taken him a little bit of time to get it figured out. So in the riding part, it might be a little while yet. See, he wants to slow down here. I'm saying, no, keep going. So again, the 3 things: forward, rhythm. Then can I stay on the circle? Get a pretty nice circle. And then eventually I'm looking for bend through his body. I shouldn't say eventually. I'm looking for that all along, but I'm not insisting on it yet. And so that was pretty good. So now I'm going to go off, down the rail. Get to the next corner. We can pick up and do the same thing. So again, I'm looking for him to maintain. Stay on that circle and give me bend. He gets heavy in my hand. I'm going to put a little rhythm in my hand to say, don't lean on me. But as soon as he's back to feeling me following my feel, I soften up. I quit the bumping. And that's pretty good. So now I can head on down the rail. And this side he gets a little bothered, so what I'm going to do is actually ask him to come back to a walk and see if I can get him a little more closer to the rail, a little more comfortable. And what I might even do is allow him to stop here, because this is where he's real concerned. So I'm just going to allow him to stop, check it out. If he gets really bothered with it, then I allow him to stop a little farther away and just kind of check it out. But I don't make a big deal. I'm not going to say, get up there and check it out. I'm going to let him do that in his own time. And then I'll say, okay, let's head down the rail again. And then I might say, oh, you want to stop? Give him that opportunity to kind of hang out with the stuff, but I'm not making a big deal out of it. And then I can pick up my trot again. Yeah, he was kind of ignoring me, so I got a little firmer, a little quicker. And then I'm going to figure 8 back the other way. And go the other direction. So he wants to kind of fall in, so I shift my weight out slightly. Now he wants to leave, so I'm going to bring my weight back in and bring my weight out, say keep going. Depending on which way he wants to go, I shift my weight the opposite direction. So keep going, keep going. And this is really only his second day of me really telling him where to go. And so he's doing really well. We don't have it perfect yet, but he's really getting the idea. I'm working on getting that nice circle. Get a pretty good circle, then I can head off. See, and there he's kind of leaning on me. He wants to pull, so I'm bumping, saying, don't lean on me ever. I want, when I pick up a feel, him to follow that. And he kind of just grabbed and said, no, I'm going to go. So when he does that, then I'm going to bump it. So it's to him, it's like, okay, if I lean on this, I'm going to run into something. So I have to get him to soften up first. And the moment he softens up, I quit bumping. He's a little concerned in that eye with all the stuff outside the arena. But it's helping him. Get back to my circle. Pretty nice. No, keep going. I was going to let him have that, but now I'm going to do another lap. some of you may have noticed that I've been sitting the trot the whole time. I'm doing that mostly because I'm not sure what he might do yet, and it's easier to get unseated if you're posting the trot. So I'm sitting the trot. You know, if he does anything, I can just go with him. So this is pretty nice. And then I'll head off down the rail again and see, and allow him to come back. Now I'm just saying stay on the rail. And then I can let him halt. Let him think about that for a moment. And then go off. That gives you a taste of, you know, setting up, doing the circling and then straight ahead. And I'll do this a lot. This is something that I spend a lot of time doing with a lot of horses, young horses. It's most of my ride time in the beginning until they really get it well. Then my more advanced horses, I use it just as a warm up. So it's, you know, it's one of those exercises that I like quite a bit. But thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.